All right, what's going on, you guys? It's your boy 360, and I got a very special treat for you guys. Today, I'm showing you guys an update on Galaxy Eyes. It's been a while since I showed this on the channel. This is actually one of my all-time favorite decks. I'm a huge Kaiba nerd, and dude, bro, I swear Kite is like Kaiba in the flesh, bro. Like he's like Kaiba's like he's like his great grandson or something, man. So dude, I literally love this deck so much. It's always been the artwork for me and the playstyle, and I just love how unique and dynamic the cards were when they first came out. Like, dude, if you guys remember like Lord of Tachyon Galaxy, like I think it was way back in like 2013. I think actually 2014. No, I'm lying. It was 2012, between 2012 pushing 2013, that I actually first got my hands on Galaxy Eyes, and I was playing like Photon Sanctuary and Photon Lizard and Twin Photon Lizard. I was playing a fusion variant, and it was just so different back then. And basically, your main go-tos were like Galaxy Expedition and Galaxy Knight, and it was still like a rank 8 toolbox. The deck's always kind of been a rank 8 toolbox. I think that Wizard changed everything. The deck just literally has gotten waves and waves of support for the past like decade plus to make it better. It's unfortunately like very disappointing how even as things are now, the environment that we're in is not the best environment for Galaxy Eyes. I think that if the Mocharmies did not exist, so many other decks would actually be a lot more competitive, and I think this deck has like that. It's always been like, I've called it a tier 3 deck with tier 2 potential and like tier 1 in boards. And I think that as far as performance goes, that this deck obviously is still lacking in comparison to other decks that I play. But I do actually know for facts that the deck is actually crazy. The deck actually, if it's not like a Fua or a Droll, like this deck actually is just playing through everything. And I think that that is still, to me, what makes it so competitive is its resiliency and the sheer power that the deck has through the quality of the cards that it has. It has so much consistency going for itself. Like, it actually has a crazy amount of starters now. You technically could play 21 starters if you really want to go crazy. I'm only playing 15 because I just feel like that's enough in a 43-card deck. But you could actually go crazier on it. If you guys like this kind of content, don't forget to leave a like, comment. Definitely help that. That helps the algorithm. And don't forget to click that subscribe button, bro. Just click it. It's easy. It's free. It helps to feed me and my family. I appreciate you guys so much. So let's get right into it. So yeah, Galaxy Eyes is not in the best position in this format, but I do think that actually it's still a contender. And it's one of those decks that I think is going to do really good on a regional level, but can just lose out to variants out of YCS where you just might just get Mocharmied way too much. Like, you might just actually get that back blown out. So let's talk about the starters. This is the newest card that... Yeah, Ryziel stole our thunder, bro. They stole our card. So this deck actually is not playing the level 8 Dragon, the Infinishwarts, and I'm not playing 7 Tachyon. So I could be playing 21 starters. I just don't think it's necessary. And I don't like restricting myself to only level 8 Dragon XYZs, even though it's still good. I like the full potential and the utility of like the toolbox that the deck has, and to have control over when I want to go into what, and to be able to end on Photon Lord, and to make Photon Lord early to be able to beat Nib. Like, if you're playing like those cards, you're losing it harder to Nib when you're not supposed to, in my opinion, and you're forced to do weird stuff like summon out Tachyon and have Transmigration in your hand. I don't like doing stuff like that. So we play 3/7. This is still pretty much searching the entire deck out. We also play 3 copies of Wizard. This card is just still ahead of its time. Not once per turn on anything at all. 3 copies of Soldier. I actually still like Soldier loops. I like Soldier also for the fact that this card lets me beat Nib pretty early and check for Nib and force it out. I used to play Makaba because I was doing like Nova on the 5th summon, so that I could still bust out an Omni pretty much after my opponent nibbed me, and then just keep playing after that. Soldier is just really strong. It's one of those cards that, like, this is one of the biggest punishes of the deck, I think, is that if you hand trap this deck on any of the bodies, you get a big punish on, like, Tachyon, you get a big punish on Photon Orbital, and in my opinion, the biggest punish of the deck is going to be Galaxy 100. especially on Soldier. Like if you imperm or ash the Soldier, specifically, like if you ash the Soldier, it's just, I'm sorry, it's not my fault. Like like you can literally just 100 into the expedition out the other Soldier, make the Nova Infinity, and just keep playing after that. And I love it. I love it. So these are the 15 starters that I'm playing. I like them because they all can act pretty much as extenders whenever I need them to be. Galaxy Wizard's the only card that's locked in to be truly just a starter most of the time. But the rest of these are dynamic in that sense that like they can pivot in different ways. So these are the punishes, and I like it a lot. So you have like a redundancy to the consistent factor that this deck has, being that all the cards pretty much do search the same things for the most part. But that's also a good thing for navigating through hand traps. So you have those. And then I actually am a huge advocate of 2 Tachyon Primal. This format, it's a big deal, I think, to be able to put a body on your opponent's field. I was trying to cook up like a way to get this on my opponent's field to beat Motarmies, but unfortunately, like you literally have to already have an XYZ, which means you have to already have played into a Fua. I really just wanted to be able to give my opponent a card so they couldn't activate it, but the card's just not working the way I want it to be. In mirror matches and things of that nature, it's like a lot more like prevalent, I think, and for Rizio to be ending on my card, my Star Leech card, it's going to make this card a lot better as a going second card and as a starter and a body. But I play 2 because I actually loop 1 on my turn to summon to my field, and I use the other one with this actual effect to summon to my opponent's field. If you guys didn't know, if you summon this card to your opponent's field, you actually can search again. The owner of the card is the person who searches it. So when you summon this to your opponent, you're still the owner of the card. It's just crazy. It's like this is legit how the card works. And if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be playing 2. But the fact that like you can actually post-siding loop into like multiple transmigrations is just crazy. The card is actually just disgusting. It searches your entire deck. It's an extender. We're playing 1 copy of Jumper. This card is pretty much always a part of every one of my inboards. This is the main reason why I don't like the Infinite Schwartz Dragon, because I don't like not being able to end on Photon Lord, because not only can I make Photon Lord on like my 3rd summon to beat Nib, but he searches Photon Jumper, which is guaranteed follow-up, and also guarantees that I don't get OTK'd. Even though I sacrifice my battle phase, I don't get OTK'd, and I can have more control over the outcome of the duel. So I think this card's crazy. If I dump it off of Galaxy 100 in my main turn combo, I add it back off of the Soul Flare, which is another reason why I don't actually like being locked in the Dragon XYZs. I know you get 3 more starters, but your sequencing and navigating is just so crippled. Like, you're playing nerfed for no reason, and that's the main reason why I don't play that card. This is not like Galaxy FTK. This is like actually the Galaxy Eyes deck. And I play 1 copy of Cloud Dragon. This is just to be able to tutor this card out without activating its actual effect on field. You can get it off of Expedition, but sometimes you need an Expedition for like Soldier, for example. And so it's another way to get this out so that you can use its effect to summon itself to your opponent's field, still give yourself the search, or just summon it to your field, give yourself the search. It just depends. If you burn through the first effect to search, then if you want the other search, you have to give it to your opponent. But you can also just summon it to your field just as an extra extender. This deck really is like an XYZ toolbox deck that can link climb if you're not XYZ locking yourself. I also play 1 Vanisher. This card is not in very many lists, and I actually strongly disagree with a lot of players not playing this at least as a 1-up. You need a level 4 extender. You actually want to tap into the rank 4 toolbox of this deck, and I'm even going so far to say that like I'm thinking about playing Baguska for when I do and when I have interactions playing into Droll, because like I have a couple contingencies for Droll. Normally this deck can still end on a couple rank 8s or a rank 8 plus follow-up and like a transmigration. But I like being able to like make Baguska in the matchups where he's just an FTK. So there's more reasons for playing this card, but you need it. You actually need a level 4 extender, and like this card has Photon in its name, so it's a searchable level 4 extender that you just really actually need. And you also just want to be able to add Galaxy Eyes and then make the Soul Flare and use the Soul Flare to add back the Jumper and have the Galaxy Eyes in your hand for a disruption to pop on your opponent's turn. It's just a really strong card. I like it a lot. I still play the Summoner. This card is literally one of the best supports that they've ever printed. 1 copy of Emperor. This also gives you a lot more, I want to say, fluidity with your Galaxy 100 because you can use it as an extender in a myriad of different ways. But yeah, this card's just high key, just cracked. And then I also play 1 copy of Afterglow and only one. Originally, it used to be 2 for the longest time. It was 2. And I only played 3, I think, way back in like 2019. But it's just one Galaxy Ice Photon Dragon. You actually don't need it for any combo sequences, except literally for resolving Afterglow. Yes, you can add it to your hand off Vanisher. Yes, you can still summon it from your hand off of the Afterglow. Afterglow actually summons from hand or deck. And you really just need it mostly for Afterglow and for Soul Flare interactions. After that, I don't find myself needing Galaxy Eyes that much because I can still re-summon it back from my graveyard. There's a couple XYZs that do get bonus effects for having him as a material, but you don't need that to win the game. So I actually don't want to play more bricks in this deck. I still want this deck to be very competitive and to be able to trade with non-engine and have enough live cards in hand to keep pushing past the interruptions, the negations, the hand traps. So is this card like the XYZ Slayer? Yes. Is this card the Rizio Slayer? Yes. This card is definitively one of the best cards like against XYZ based strategies. He can inherently summon himself out, and yes, he can just literally just out XYZ monsters. And he will come back bigger every time. People don't read that actual effect. He has an actual effect. It's really good. But you just played one. It is a brick in this deck. It's unfortunate. It's not like Blue Eyes where you need this card for the deck to thrive. Like, you can actually just play this deck, even economically. You can play the deck with just one and you're absolutely fine. There's only small instances where you want it, and it's mostly for extra effects, which is extension, nice additive bonuses to cards that are already good on their own, whether they have this card or as a material or not. And then playing the Trance, oftentimes I am adding this card just to play around draw. Like sometimes if I have the 100, I will go straight into this, honestly. And there's a lot of ways that you can dump an 8 and then just revive an 8 and just make Photon Lord and pass with whatever you have. We also have one copy of Expedition. There are some like heavy engine hands where Expedition can be very useful to beat cards like Nip, to beat cards like Droll, and to play better into just established boards. I am also playing one copy of Hyper Galaxy. This is so my deck has an like archetype specific out to Baguska. Baguska and also Detonator in the Rizio matchup are just like literally they just body my deck. So to be able to like have a searchable out in engine, it just adds to like the non-engine. It's like a going second card. The card's really crazy. Like you can literally just tribute Baguska, summon out Galaxy Ice from anywhere, and just keep playing. So yes, the card's very, very good. And it also dodges hand traps because you can tribute your guy that you're trying to activate. Like you can summon a Primal Attempt effect. They try and hand trap you. You can chain Hyper Galaxy, get rid of the threat, and then also search out your engine piece and still keep comboing. And then I'm just playing one copy of Transmigration. Yes, you can search multiple in a lot of combo sequences you can. I find myself needing to grab other stuff though. Like I need to grab extension. Like if you get hand trapped too much, like you can actually just pass with this. If you read this card, I'll read this card to you guys. A lot of people don't understand this. It says if you control a Galaxy Eyes monster, that's the only requirement to activate this card. You don't need Tachyon. You only want Tachyon to be able to activate it from hand in niche scenarios. And that's like trying to beat Nib, and that's trying to like combo an OTK going second. But the card is already live off rip. So like if you're trying to play around Droll, this is another great card to make your first search. So that no matter what you end on, as long as one of them's a Galaxy Eyes, this card's live. And this is the best Omni Negate in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! There's no card that's better. It negates the whole chain and shuffles. It's crazy. So for the non-engine, I'm playing 3 copies of Fua. We need turn skips. We love it. And 3 Droll. These cards are the bane of this deck's existence. Like, it's very hard for this deck to thrive in like this type of competitive environment when the decks are oppressive and the non-engine is also oppressing me. So I'm not going to gas you up and say this is the best deck or the second best deck, but I will tell you that this deck, if played correctly, and the way I play it, I always build my decks keeping these cards in mind this format, knowing that these are cards that I need to be able to beat. I'm not going to play a deck that just auto-votes to these. Like, this deck can't play under them. It's not going to be ideal, and that's the main reason why I play hand traps over board breakers. And most of the strategies that I play that lose to these cards, I don't like playing board breakers. Like in my White Forest, I don't play board breakers because if I get hit with Droll and have to end on a suboptimal board, I need hand traps to back it up or I'm just going to lose. And that's why I'm playing all of these. So I'm playing 15 non-engine. I'm playing the Ash, Drolls, Fuas, Imperms, and then the Talents cross-out call by. I think this is the perfect ratio. If 15 is all you can run, this is the best 15 hand traps you can run this whole format. Not Veilers, not Ogres, not Bystials, not any of the weird stuff. Like, if you're going to play Nib, you need to play more cards to pair it with. Because, like, Dual Drive if you can't stop dual drive, like nib doesn't even matter. So I like these cards because with Fua and Droll, these cards basically say dual drive doesn't even hit the field because nobody's going to even be able to do it, bro. No one's committing to it. So these cards just say detonator pass, and that's a lot easier for this deck to manage. So yeah, that's pretty much the main deck. It's 43 cards, but it's really, really, it's hyper consistent, bro. And it could be, I could play 6 more starters. Like this deck can only get better. For the extra deck, we have the star of the deck, Soul Flare. I think that this card has to be played. There's no list that should not be playing this card. And every sequence, when you're dumping Jumper, you should be going out of your way. If you can make an extra rank 8 or this, make this and add the Photon Jumper back to your hand to insulate your inboard. So no matter what happens, you're protected. And that way, when you combo that way, your Photon Lord can actually grab you another piece of follow-up. So Photon Lord can grab like a wizard, it can grab another starter, it can grab an extender, so that when you Photon Jumper your opponent and in their battle phase, you have the follow-up off Jumper, because you can link him off or XYZ and detach with him, and you also have what you added off Lord. You should always end on Photon Lord, Soul Flare with Jumper in hand, minimum. That should be the worst board that you make. We have this card. So these are pretty much the board makers and enablers. Is the Soul Flare, the Golden Guy, the Photon, and then these are going to be the board breakers, which is the Prime package, which is still actually goated. This card's actually just disgusting. And then we also have the Cypher package, which I'm not playing all of the Cypher cards. I'm not going all the way that high. I need a lot of extra deck space. So these are our board breakers. And then we have our inboard pieces, which is the double Titanic. You can easily make 3 in this deck, but I opt to make Photon Lord. And then we also have Nova Infinity. This could easily be 2 other cards. It could be SP, it could be Typhon, it could be anything you need it to be. I go balls to the walls with this deck, and I focus on rank 8 spam when I'm going second. And this deck actually really is... You guys would really be surprised. This deck is an OTK machine. Like, this deck can OTK and one-shot you so easy. Like, you can have a detonator with 3,000 attack. It's got no more materials left, and you can one-punch through that detonator. It's so easy for this deck to OTK. You can literally like blind second in some matchups. It's actually just crazy. So these are all the inboard pieces, as well as the Star Leech. And then we have the 2 targets for our Tachyon that we really don't actually hardly ever make. It's the, what the heck is this guy's name? Freaking Masquerade, and then the 107. These are our Tachyon targets so that we can search for any of our dragons and search for any of our level 4s. We just need the fluidity for the card to be live at all times. And that's pretty much it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys. God bless you. Don't do drugs. Don't hurt your brain cells. Stay tuned for future content. You guys have a great night. Peace, baby.